Good evening, everyone. This is David Stevens with Heartland Weather Authority. We have an isolated tornado risk developing over Kansas City right now. And I want to go ahead and walk you through exactly what you need to know for this evening here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the radar view out of Kansas City. So give me one moment to get set up here. There we go. So looking at the radar here, we do have some developing thunderstorms located eastern Kansas right now. Temperatures this afternoon are pretty hot down there. So you see a 93 showing up at Chanute, 91 over there towards Nevada. So we have plenty of warm air and some places downright hot in the areas that we haven't seen much in the way of precipitation. And so basically tonight we have the risk of more heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, and a possibility of an isolated tornado. Now, I wanted to draw your attention to the tornado threat, but I also don't want to hype it up. This isn't a huge outbreak or anything like that, but there is a potential for a tornado to develop. Not expecting long track tornadoes or anything like that that's very intense, but there still could be some tornadoes. So first things first, though, is live radar showing that these thunderstorms are moving in here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the background radar and just show you our live radar. So you can see we do have thunderstorms developing pretty much Ottawa southward into a line. We also have them extending over towards Emporia. And that activity will continue to develop and move its way towards the Kansas City area this evening here. So that's the big thing right now, is to watch these thunderstorms here, and they will continue to provide more in the way of rainfall. And as you can see over the Kansas City area, we have more moderate rain developing, so more of a steadier rain developing this evening over Kansas City. Now, I want to discuss the flooding that's been ongoing this evening here. So, if you bear with me for one moment, I forgot to turn on my camera. I'll go ahead and get that on the screen here for you so you can see my camera. I go ahead and get that on the screen. So, I can say hi and see, that way everyone can see who's talking tonight. How are you? Let me know in the comments how you doing tonight. I'd love to hear from you. So let me go ahead and get this webcam turned on. There we go. Alright. So that is me. I am Dave here. There we go. So I'll go ahead and put myself there on the screen here. Just my glasses here. Okay, hello everyone. Alright, so I'm on there now. Okay, so let's go ahead and break down the weather situation right now. So we have numerous showers and thunderstorms developing right now over the Kansas City area. And in fact, let me go ahead and fix something here before I get too far in the broadcast here. There we go. Okay, so here's what we have going on here. So we have steady rainfall moving into the Kansas City metro area right now. Thunderstorms to the south here. So these thunderstorms will continue to develop. It looks like they're merging into more of a line you see right there. And these storms will continue to work its way to the north. Now, what we got to watch are these storms over by themselves. So anytime you see these storms, supercell storms, storms that are just by themselves in the environment, they can spin, and a lot of times it's a supercell, so really go watch. And sometimes, you get those lines that move through straight line winds. Those typically produce a straight line wind environment, but you can still get a few tornadoes out of that. So what we're watching tonight are those isolated cells, and as you can see, as they start to merge, that's when you really got to keep an eye on them for rotation there, because you can see, especially this cell over here, which is Miami County over towards Bayello, you can tell that storm is spinning just by looking at the way the animation is in the radar echoes here. So definitely something to keep an eye on, and I have some more computers over here on the side, so I'll definitely keep an eye on the situation here and get the latest information for you now. In fact, I'm going to take a look here, switch gears, and talk about some flood warnings here. And on this map, I forgot to put on some stuff here. Let me go ahead and turn this on here. So this particular map is not showing the flood warning for Lafayette. Yeah, there's a big flood warning out through here. So okay, that's the flood watch here. I'm going to go ahead and get the latest information for you and talk about some of the flood warnings that we have going on right now. So this flood warning is until midnight. There's multiple ones. So let's go ahead and start with the one over towards Lafayette County. So this is a flood warning for Carroll County, Chariton County, Lafayette County, and Saline County. This goes until midnight tonight. So excessive rainfall continues to be a problem. So radar is detecting 4 to 8 inches of rain have fallen since yesterday. And local law enforcement reports several roads remain flooded. Additional rainfall is expected tonight. And now some locations that experience flooding include Marshall, Oak Grove, Odessa, Higginsville, Lexington, Carrollton, Concordia, Slater, Salisbury, Sweet Springs, Brunswick, Waverly, Wellington, Norburn, Hell, Carter, Alma. And so again, if you see any flooded roadways, turn around, don't drown. Definitely a lot of flooding going on this evening here. And then, of course, earlier today we did have some flooding going on over 23rd Street at Television Place. That area is prone to flash flooding. So, and I know they had the ramps 435 closed. So if you're in that area, if you could comment on the screen and let me know if those ramps are open or closed right now. So I want to go ahead and take a second and check something real fast here, and then I'll pull up some road conditions for you as well. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, so that's going here. Okay. Alright, just one moment. I gotta check everything here, make sure we're still going here. Okay, so we got these flood warnings remaining, and then we do have that one here for Lafayette. Here we talked about the Lafayette County one. There's one that's going in effect. This is for the following rivers in Missouri and Kansas here. So the flood warning is extended for the following rivers in Missouri and Kansas. The Big Creek at Plaistown, affecting Johnson, Cass, Henry counties. Blackwater River near Blue Lick, affecting Saline and Cooper counties. The Stranger Creek at Easton is affecting Atchison and Leavenworth counties. And the flood warning continues for the Blackwater River at Valley City, and that's affecting the Johnson and Pettis County, Johnson on the Missouri side. The Cook River near Richmond, affecting Ray County, and the Little Blue River near Lake City, affecting Jackson County. And there we go. Let's see, it's not really giving me much. Okay, so the little, pretty much like the Little Blue River near Lake City, that one is showing minor flooding as well. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out on the radar here and get a look here at the current radar. And what I also want to do is put on the total rainfall since yesterday here. And so briefly look at the current radar. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings right now. So we're in the beginning stages where the thunderstorms are popping up and moving off to the northeast. But I want to go ahead and take a look at another product we look at. Now this is going to show us total rainfall we've had since yesterday. Let's go ahead and stop that real fast here. It takes a little bit of time to load. So this will be, there we go. Okay, so it's loading right now. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and feel free to leave a comment. Let us know how much rain you've gotten, if you witnessed any flooding, any road closures. We sure would love to hear from you. And okay, this isn't loading, so there it goes. Let's try this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's the look at the total rainfall since yesterday. And some locations estimate about 6 to 8 inches towards Richmond and Lexington. Now I realize it's going to be hard to see the county lines because it's so dark. We're used to the radar color's not going that high, so that's pretty impressive when you have rainfall amounts up to 9 inches up there. And Ray County and south of Killerton and north of Waverly, a lot of rainfall. Higginsville, about 6 inches. Buckner, about 7.5 inches. Kansas City area, a little bit less at 1.8. And then here in Odessa, 5.2. And you got some heavy rainfall amounts. Pretty much in the dark colors are the really intense heavy rainfall that we've been getting the last, well, since yesterday. And this doesn't take into account the rainfall we had last week. So definitely flooding will be the main factor tonight as we can go back to the radar and see the heavy thunderstorms out there. And that's just going to track up in the areas where it's flooding now. So the main threat tonight will be the flooding and the isolated tornado threat, at least for another few hours. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. And as long as these thunderstorms are rotating, like this one here, it's not technically severe, but it's rotating. So we got to definitely keep an eye on that. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom out because I know that we have viewers up here in Omaha as well. Go ahead and put on a different radar that and turn that off for now. So if you're up there in Omaha, you do have some general thunderstorms. Not expecting any severe weather up there in Omaha. Just some thunderstorms for the most part. Elsewhere around the area, we do have some thunderstorms up there. Really north of Davenport there. Moving into Illinois, so no big deal that they're pretty much out of Iowa. You do have a couple of thunderstorm cells north of Cedar Rapids. No big deal, they're not severe. The main threat this evening will be the Kansas City area, so that will be our focus this evening here. So go ahead and go back to our radar here. And this is our live scan. Go ahead and load it up. And really not much to talk about yet, because none of these are severe. Now, I mentioned the rotation on the storm out there east of Paola, over towards Lewisburg, so you are seeing the different colors on the radar, and that indicates that the storm's rotation. Not producing a tornado or anything like that, but the storm itself is spinning rotation, so it's another cyclone now. Definitely going to keep an eye on that. There's no threat of a tornado or anything like that, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. And then you do see a few areas where you do have the storms that are continuing to rotate out there. But like I mentioned, no tornado threat at the moment here, so go ahead and put our normal reflectivity mode back on, and this is pretty much just the precipitation out there right now that's fallen, and you can see the thunderstorms, mostly moderate rain, is occurring out there right now over Kansas City, Liberty, and Bucknor. That will continue to spread out, and that will produce some steady moderate to heavy rainfall for the next several hours there. And these thunderstorms will just train up into that area. So, bottom line, heavy rainfall tonight. Slight risk of a tornado out there. I'll go ahead and pause. I get the latest sweep here. There we go. So, slight risk of a tornado tonight, mainly in the areas that... oh, I do have a comment out there. I'm not sure what it says. Give me one moment. I'll go ahead and see if I can translate it for the... There we go. Give me one moment. I'll run it through a translator program. I really want to learn how to speak different languages. There we go. Let's see if I can put that in. Ah. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and, since we don't have any tornado warnings right now in our media area, let's go ahead and zoom out and take a look here. Yeah, I don't have anything there. Let's go ahead and put some tropical one on. Yeah, thank you for the heads up there. It's definitely something to keep an eye on it right now. Satellite, I don't have a good satellite from that area here, but we don't officially have any forecast tracks from the National Hurricane Center. Some of these models, they blow up these hurricanes or storms, so what I tend to do is look at the models, look at several of them, and then wait for the National Hurricane Center to come out with their own forecast here. That way, you can weigh in what the experts say at the National Hurricane Center, but definitely I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, that's something I've been watching here. And there's been a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere as well. So there's a lot of things that need to come together for a hurricane to really flourish out there. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that, and I'll do updates and stuff as time goes on. So thank you for updating that. And so I'm going to go ahead and go back. And take a look here at the radar here. And again, no thunderstorms, well, sorry, no severe weather, I should say, out there right now at the moment for the local area right through here. Go ahead and turn off the satellite here. There we go. So if you receive some flooding, any flooding rains out there, please let us know. I love to read your comments. And so again, I think I'll wrap it up right now. There's no severe weather, so I'll go ahead and leave the radar going for you guys tonight. And I will be back. I'll jump on whenever there's any warnings. Thank you for watching. Alright everyone, I'm going to jump back on here for everyone to give everyone an update here. We're still watching the thunderstorms over the Kansas City area as they continue to develop and move into the metro area tonight. There is a slight risk for a potential tornado or two out there. They're going to be small tornadoes, nothing too significant or long track. But we do have an environment where these storms are spinning out there, so definitely keep an eye on the weather tonight. We also have widespread flooding to talk about tonight, as we've had numerous flash flood warnings, pretty much any place that are prone to flooding here. And so right now the flood warnings we're going to discuss is the Lafayette County one. Let's go ahead and bring that information on the screen for you here. So I'll go ahead and pull that in. So if you're joining us, say hi in the comments and let us know if you personally experienced any flooding. And I'll go ahead and pull up some information here for you. And go ahead and talk about the flooding going on in the region. This one will be the flood warning in effect until midnight for Carroll, Chariton, Lafayette, and Saline counties. This is a flood warning caused by excessive rainfall amounts. Additional rainfall is expected this evening and tonight. Again, we have numerous thunderstorms showing up on radar here. And I'll let this play as I read this bulletin from the Weather Service. So, this is a big warning that covers, again, Carroll County, Chariton County, Lafayette, and Saline County. And till midnight, flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is occurring or going to be occurring shortly. Several roads remain closed due to flooding. So this report is as of 5:30. Radar at 5:30 was indicating between 4 to 8 inches of rainfall has occurred over that area. In fact, let me go ahead and pull up the radar here and take a look at exactly how much rainfall has fallen over the last since yesterday. And it's going to be a little hard to see the county lines because the color scale is so dark. We're not used to getting this much rainfall at once, so it's going to be a little bit hard to read, but I'll go ahead and zoom in for you and kind of pull up at least pull up the cities here. So I'll plot some of them. So that's 6 inches in Higginsville, about 7 to 8 inches between Carrollton and Waverly. There was a 9.2 north of Dover. Hardin, about 6.4. Over towards Lexington, about 7 inches of rain. About another 7 inches of rain showing up on radar north of York. So there's been a lot of road closures throughout the region. I'd love to hear from you if you've experienced any of the flooding, any road conditions, to let everyone else know which roads are affected. We also have this flood warning down here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that information up for you. And that's a flood warning for Miami County until 12:15 a.m. tonight. So at 6:02, Emergency Management reported thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall across the warned area. So about 2 to 3 inches have fallen. So that is in addition to the flash flooding that's already occurred out there. So some of the locations in this flood warning, flash flood warning, is Peola, Spring Hill, Barcelona, Lewisburg, Fanta, Hillsdug, New Lancaster, and so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here and bring up our live radar out of Pleasant Hill. There we go. And this was the cell right here. Just north of Lewisburg. That one was producing very heavy rainfall, still producing some heavy rainfall out there right now. I'll go ahead and put this on a loop here. As you can see, the good news is these cells are moving pretty quickly up to the northeast. So that is one good thing about these cells tonight. As you can see, there was a little spin in it. Not concerned about a tornado or anything out of that, but the storm itself is spinning. That's why there's a slight risk that we could have a couple of isolated tornadoes or two tonight. So radar continues to show the thunderstorms out to the southwest. They will continue to develop and move into the metro area this evening. And over Kansas City right now, we do have the moderate to heavy rainfall developing here. I'll go ahead and pause that, show you the latest information here. So heavy rainfall towards Kansas City, through Buckner, up towards Ray and Clay counties. So prepare for another at least 2 to 3 more inches. In fact, let me go ahead and take a look at the models here. And bear with me for one moment while I switch some scenes here. Okay, just gonna kind of zoom out there. Sorry about that here. And so what we're gonna do is load up some reflectivity. This is the future radar that I'm going to be loading up right now. I'm going to start at 7 o'clock and I'm going to go out 18 hours and I'm going to load this loop up. And this will show you for the rest of tonight where the thunderstorms are expected to be. And again, this is one of my favorite models. This is the HRRR model here. And let's go ahead and see here. This is for basically right now it's 7 o'clock. We have the thunderstorms moving into Kansas City, and more out to the southwest that could be heavy, and they will continue to move into our area, and there'll be more isolated. So we're not expecting a giant line squall line to move in, which is expecting mainly isolated thunderstorms to move into the region here. So so again, not widespread heavy rain like last night. Last night was our flooding rains. This is more thunderstorms, but the areas that do get thunderstorms will get more heavy rainfall, and the ground's already saturated. It's completely saturated, so it'll just run off and cause more flooding. And so what I'm going to do now is turn on the precipitation. This is additional precipitation for tonight. So as it loads, it takes about a minute to load. So it's showing some spots could get another inch to up to 3 inches as a spot. Over there off southwest Johnson County in Kansas, Baldwin City area could get up to 3 inches. Now this is just a radar estimated precipitation for tonight, and it really just depends on if you get the thunderstorms or not. According to this particular model, more thunderstorms with heavy rainfall is more likely up to the north here. We've already had a lot of rainfall tonight, so another 4 inches up to up just north of St. Joseph, 1.5 more inches for St. Joseph itself. Kansas City looks like generally half an inch of additional rainfall tonight. And then if you live off to the southeast, you could have some spots with the heavier thunderstorms getting more in the way of some heavy rainfall. So I'm going to go ahead and jump and switch this over to the radar. Again, I apologize, the radar keeps wanting to switch, so I'll move that back down to the Kansas City area. And we'll go ahead and take a look at apologize for that. Okay, sorry about that. It's showing. Okay, now this is the radar right now. So again, we do have those thunderstorms out there in towards Peoria to Paola, up towards Kansas City. More widespread rain up towards Kansas City right now. Go ahead and put this back on the animation. So you can see the storms are moving up and developing as we work our way through the evening hours. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on. Do apologize, I don't have this program to where everything's programmed ahead of time. So there we go. So right now the strongest storms up south of Ottawa. And Richmond on the Kansas side, I know we have Richmond on the Missouri side, so I want to clarify. So Richmond, Kansas, that's the heaviest rainfall, and very, very, very heavy rainfall being detected right now out through Richmond, Kansas, just south of Princeton. And that activity again will continue to develop, and these won't be the fastest storms, so they're moving, but not the fastest movement on them tonight. So definitely keep an eye on them. There's no severe weather going on right now. I want to just make that clear. Besides the flooding, and so you see the ticker on the bottom of the screen going, that just indicates that there are the flooding, and that'll give you all the county names and information. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, and I'll keep the radar going, and I'll get some music on there for you. And I will jump in right away if there's any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. Thank you again for watching, and I appreciate it. And if I don't jump back on, I hope you have a wonderful night. And thank you for watching. Hello everyone, this is David Stevens. Okay, I'm gonna jump back on mic right now as alright, so everyone, I'm gonna jump back on, give everyone an update. Here we do have a significant weather alert issued for Kansas. This is just west of Topeka here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn our live next thread on and jump over to the Kansas radar, which is inside this area that's getting a significant advisory right now. If it'll load. Typically it doesn't like to load when you need it. And yeah. So I don't know. There's Kansas City. There's Topeka. And if it doesn't load, then I'll go to this screen. Okay. Sorry about that. It typically happens when you need the information here. So we do have this. It's not a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's pretty much a heads up that there could be some strong winds. So this one is for 50-mile-per-hour winds. So this we're hitting just west of Topeka. So really it's not a threat for Topeka at all, as that cell will continue to move up. Now it's over towards Alma, so over towards St. Mary's you could get some gusty winds up to about 50 miles per hour. But that's it. Nothing too significant out of that at all. And looking at the radar here, we do have a lot more thunderstorms across the area compared to the last time that I went live for you. So definitely more thunderstorms are developing tonight, and I'll go ahead and get back into that view. And we'll take a look here at the local radar here. I'll go ahead and turn that off as well. And take a look and see what all is going on across the region right now. So there's a strong storm there moving into Jackson County. So the strongest part of Jackson County, the storm in Jackson County is moving just west of Lone Jack right now. So again, that storm really needs to be watched. It's not severe right now, but it's definitely producing frequent lightning and maybe a little gusty winds, but it's not severe. Main threat out of that will be will be heavy rainfall, and now continue to work its way to the northeast. Elsewhere, look at north central Missouri there. A lot of thunderstorms have developed on the radar here. So pretty much I'm going to call them the I-35 thunderstorms. So here we go. So basically there's a cell just north of San Joseph, but the heaviest cells are developing around Cameron and are following I-35 northward. And so that's the corridor where you're getting some really heavy rain and some thunderstorms as well. So frequent lightning out of those cells right now here. And we do have some stronger cells just south of Atchison, Kansas, just west of Leavenworth. And they will continue to work their way to the northeast. Again, not really a big deal as far as severe weather goes tonight, but again, you see on the radar south of Kansas City along I-49, you do have numerous cells developing. So the threat shifted already from eastern Kansas and have shifted into west central Missouri. So west central Missouri, that's the area to watch for the thunderstorms right now. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the other source that I'm tracking the storms on as well. And here we go. One moment. I'm gonna take a look here. The radar is not. Bear with me for one moment, as we are having technical difficulties here. Not sure why. Okay, for some reason, the radar out of Kansas City was showing old data, so I apologize out of that. This is a composite image since the radar is not working right now for some reason. This is pretty much all I have to show you, unfortunately. So, I gotta do this by hand. But you love technical difficulty, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing off here and just show you our regional reflectivity. So, what I showed you a second ago about there's thunderstorms along I-35, that's not the case. I was kind of surprised by that because we did have that significant weather advisory just west of Topeka, and there was nothing showing up on radar. So, but we got the right information now, and you can see these cells are spinning. See this hook right there? Technically, it's not a hook for a tornado because normally we look at hook goes for tornado warning, but it indicates that they'll spin. So these storms are spinning. The atmosphere is definitely capable of these storms spinning, and definitely worth watching as the strongest cell is located really over Elma and moving off to the north here. And writing the picture out, you do have the I-35 storms, Kansas City, going down towards Wichita. Now for Wichita, I'll go ahead and zoom into the Wichita area. We do have numerous storms, and these are actually severe down here. For that information, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. That is in effect for southwestern Summer County. So this is southwestern Summer County. It's going into 8 o'clock. So we do have a severe thunderstorm located over Caldwell, moving north at 30 miles per hour. So again, the main threat is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some small hail. Tonight's weather situation is more straight line winds, strong winds, maybe a little hail, and again that brief tornado, but there hasn't been a watch. I'm going to go ahead and look at a different source up here and see if we have any. Okay, this one's as of 7 o'clock here. Heavy rainfall, more flash flooding possible. Eastern Kansas and northern Missouri. So rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches an hour. And then training could produce 2 to 4 inches of rain. So, pardon me. So, definitely going to keep an eye on that. I just wanted to check the latest data while I had it on the screen. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Summer County and south central Kansas. That's going into 8 p.m. The storms are moving off mainly to the north-northeast here. So let's go ahead and do a storm track on the south here while we're looking at it here. And it's moving north at 29 miles per hour, so it's not really a fast mover here. I'm going to go ahead and check our radar again to see if I at least got the radar out of Wichita working here. Check settings. Level 2 data may be down on our server. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just stick with that, and I may not be able to do a real-time storm track for you. I'm going to try to do a manual track. Okay, I guess it will let me draw. Okay, alright, 1 moment, let me check this here. So I'm going to go ahead and include that. Alright, so it's moving off to the north. 30 miles per hour. Okay, so here's some cities that are in the path of this severe thunderstorm. So Millen at 7:44, Mayfield 7:44 again, Wellington 7:51, 8:02, Conway Springs 8:14, at 8:18, Clearwater. So that is the storms out there right now, just south of the Wichita area. Go ahead and clear that, and then turn the radar back off here, and basically show you the areas where we do have severe weather occurring right now. But for us in Kansas City, it's actually been severe weather-wise. We had that slight risk of severe thunderstorms, but really nothing going on severe weather-wise. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch gears now and talk about the tropics. We had a question about tropical weather here. So, good news is, right now, looking at the latest information here, this is a look at one of our models. This is a GFS model here. And we have a couple areas we're watching. We have an area down here on the coast of Louisiana and into Mississippi. Now, it is producing some thunderstorms right now. It's still a 10% risk of tropical development, but frankly, it's really disorganized. I'm not expecting any tropical storm to develop out of that. Just some thunderstorms. There's going to be some marine warnings, gusty winds. Now, there was some concern about Puerto Rico, and I'll let everyone know that Puerto Rico is fine. We do have a tropical wave that's out there right now, and some of the models tend to overdo it on these waves. They don't take into consideration as much as they should the wind shear. So there's wind shear out there, and wind shear for hurricanes is bad. It tears it apart. And so looking at the GFS here, we do see a little wave. You gotta look really fast, but there is a little wave there. But again, nothing significant. Now, this model does indicate, though, that there is another storm moving off the coast, another wave moving off the coast of Africa there. So, while this shows a low pressure center 10.08 in this particular effect, go ahead and move that for you so you can see a little bit better. There you go. Down here, okay, and actually, I'm going to move it. Oops. I mean, I load the sound for you. I'll move it a little bit more here. Okay, so down here it shows that there's a tropical system or a wave, right? Now this looks like, oh wow, it's going to be a storm. But watch what happens.
Looks like, oh wow, it's going to be a storm.
Mostly, it gets torn apart by wind shear. So definitely, and this is looking at August the 3rd. Now, it does look like it could develop into a depression, maybe low in tropical storm briefly, but that's it. At that point, it may develop into a storm or depression, but then wind shear will be a little hostile on it. Now, again, this is so far away, and honestly, I don't want to get too caught up on that far range. That's why I like to look at the National Hurricane Center. Because there's always good in meteorology. Yeah, we have a model. Go ahead, turn the radar back on since we are mainly looking at severe weather for tonight here. When it comes to tropics and pretty much all things meteorology, take the next few days when you look at a model as fairly accurate, okay, and confidence in forecast. But then once it gets past 7 days, I mean, yeah, we do 15 days, 10 days. I typically still like to say 7 days just because so many things change. It's like a puzzle, right? We get all the information, everything looks like, okay, the storm's going to come together now to produce, for example, severe weather. That's one thing that I'll give people a heads up on, but the day before, that's when I really start looking at the data and really giving people a forecast the best I can of what could happen during a severe weather event, and not a week out for clickbait type videos. Like tonight, yeah, if there's going to be a tornado threat, I will say tornado threat, but I'm not going to put that out there at least until like a day before. I know it's not as much notice, but so many things change because you got multiple ingredients that need to come together to produce the severe weather tornadoes, and I really don't think going out 7 days ahead of time and scaring everybody for tornado threat is that it is a good idea. It's a horrible idea, but a lot of people do that for hype, and to get clicks because you make a lot of money. I'm not monetized. You may see ads on the videos. That's done by Google. I'm not monetized yet. I got reached 1,000 subs for that. Income from that. But regardless, it's very irresponsible to go on and say a week ahead of time there's going to be a major threat. One moment. Sorry about the feedback there. Then come on and say there's going to be a major threat of severe weather and tornadoes a week ahead of time. Now, a week ahead of time, you can say, we're watching the storm system in the United States, and this storm system in the southern part of the United States could be fairly strong, and you could get some strong storms. Yeah, that I'm totally on board with. But as far as saying major tornado outbreak or basically the worst storm ever we've ever seen, that's just nonsense. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep it with the facts, meteorological science, and yeah, very important to present the truth. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. They should call me Rambling Dave here. So looking at radar here, not much going on. Again, just some heavy rainfall tonight, and there's thunderstorms here. Again, they are, some of them rotating, but even that cell west of Topeka, they haven't extended that significant weather advisory, so that's a good sign. And now it's really just east of Manhattan. It's going to miss Manhattan, but St. Mary's, nicer community. I've driven up through there before on the way to Manhattan, and so that cell will continue to push its way to the north, but nothing severe. But you may get a little bit of gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour out of that cell. Elsewhere, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning south of Wichita, heading towards Burlington. That continues to be affected till 8 p.m. for southwestern Sonoma County, and that's a severe thunderstorm 10 miles southwest of Burlington, moving north at 25 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and do a storm track for you and know some of the cities with the estimated time of arrival. So currently it is 7:43. So by 7:51, this storm should be in Wellington. 8:02 Conway Springs. 8:14. Those 8:18 for Clearwater. And as you can see, those Newton and those Wichita proper. So if the storm holds together and a little bit over, probably by 9 o'clock or so, it will reach the Wichita metro area. But that's, as far as the severe goes, that's all that we've got here. And I'm going to try and see if our level 2 next threat radar is working. It was not working earlier. Okay, it looks like our radar is back up. That's wonderful news. Okay, so this is a look at the live radar out of Wichita here. You still see the storm south of Wichita here, and I'll go ahead and put this in motion for you as the storm makes its way to the north here. So really, it's just south of Wellington right now here, and so it'll be moving up into the Wichita area probably within an hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cell over towards Topeka here. If you're just now joining us, let us know in the comments how you're doing this evening. We'd love to hear from you, and especially if you've got some flooding or any roads that's closed. Share your road closure reports, as we have numerous roads across the Kansas City region closed at the moment here. So I'll go ahead and check our Topeka radar, since it looked like the radar is back up, and get a better idea with the cell. There we go. It's back on working. So this cell is just north of Alma, is the heaviest part, heading towards Winnebago. Maple here, you're getting some heavy rainfall, some lightning, nothing severe. Topeka, some thunderstorms as well, moving into the region. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see if any of these storms are spinning, as we do have these storms. So in the environment tonight, where they can it's been. Fortunately, there hasn't been any tornado warnings. Thank goodness tonight, and they've just been general heavy to strong thunderstorms out there. And then at one point it was producing 60 or 50 mile per hour winds that sail over there towards Manhattan here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Kansas City next radar here and see what's going on with the storms around the Kansas City region. There we go. So I'll go ahead and zoom in here. So really, it's quite across the region here as far as the Missouri side goes. We do have some light to moderate rain over Ray County and Charleston County, moving its way to the north. I'll go ahead and put that into motion for you. So Oak Grove, Bates City, heading towards Odessa. You can get some rain out of this. Kansas City, some moderate rainfall is falling right now. Strongest cell right now being picked up on radar. South of DeSoto there. So you're getting very heavy rainfall. You may get a little bit of hell, but nothing severe out of that cell. And that cell is continuing to work its way to the northeast, heading towards DeSoto, Overland Park, Olathe in a matter of a few minutes here. And then zooming out, you do have numerous popcorn cells out there, individual discrete cells out there. So let's go ahead and zoom out for the whole region and get an idea of what's going on the region here. That's pretty much it as far as the storms go, just in our local area. There's some cells south of Omaha, but those are not severe. I know we do have some people that watch us in southeast Iowa, which was Burlington. Again, you're getting some rain and some thunderstorms, nothing severe. Most of those are going over towards Illinois. And then zooming out here, I'll go ahead and turn off our next real time here. And in case anyone has any family or plans to travel towards the New Orleans area, to Louisiana, Mississippi, we do have an area that we've been watching, monitoring, for a possibility of development into a tropical system. Not likely at all. It's only a 10% risk that organized. This system is so disorganized right now. But you will definitely get some heavy rainfall, some marine warnings. There's a couple marine warnings. So water spouts and stuff to be expected whenever we get those marine warnings. But as far as a tropical storm, nothing to really worry about. And this map won't show it, but we got another wave out through here towards right off the coast of Africa. There's a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere, and it'll just tear that storm apart. There is a potential next week that late next weekend that there could be a system develop head towards Puerto Rico, but the wind shear at this point, it looks like it's not going to develop into a hurricane at this moment, but continue to monitor the weather through the National Hurricane Center if you're curious on any tropical development. But back to our location here, the main threats tonight would be more flooding from the heavy rains, as you do have the potential rainfall rates for another 1 to 3 inches out of these storms, if you get the storms. And they could track, depending on where you are in the metro, you could either pick up the thunderstorm. They're more widespread than not, but not everyone's going to get 1 to 3 inches, but it's definitely a possibility. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'd love to answer questions for you. Meanwhile, if you're watching south of Wichita, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning, and I'll go ahead and do an update for folks out there here. So south of Wichita, the severe thunderstorm warning, and this one again is for southwestern Southern County, and that's going into 8:15. There we go. So severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southeast of Concrete Springs, moving north at 40 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and do a storm track here. It's moving north at 40 miles per hour. I'll go ahead and clear that. Alright, let's stop now. Let's go. There we go. So it looks like it'll reach the Wichita area around 8:30 p.m. if this holds together. Main threat out of this is large hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Here's some of the locations: 751 in beyond Wellington, 806 Clearwater, 817 Hayesville, Darby at 820, Goddard at 821, Wichita at 8:30, 8:39 at Bel Air, Park City at 8:41, and Valley Center at 8:43. I'll go ahead and move that for you, because I know the ticker will hide that sometimes. So that's what we're looking at right now as far as severe weather goes here. And I'm going to zoom out, see if anything's going on in Kansas City. Just the flood warnings that are scrolling on your screen there. Basically, here we go. Actually, I want to show you the storm total precipitation. So this is going to be a little bit hard to see here because of the dark colors here. The dark colors represent very, very heavy rainfall. Some areas up to 9 inches of rain. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to areas around the metro that have already picked up a lot of rain out of this. And I'm going to just mark them on the radar for you. So this radar over the last 24 hours is estimating Waverly got 8 inches of rain, and about 7 for Higginsville, about 6 for Richmond, about 8 for Buckner, 4 for Liberty. Kansas City proper itself about 1 inch. Go over towards Independence, 5 inches. Belton another 5. Dessa, about 5 inches, and then 4 inches in Warrensburg. So a lot of heavy rainfall. In fact, this area with the flood warnings for Lafayette County. In fact, let me go ahead and get that information for you right now. We'll be looking at a different computer off screen. And this is our warning computer, and it'll give us the latest information from the Weather Service here. So we got flood warnings for another 4 hours. This is for Carroll County, Chariton, Lafayette, and Sabine. That's in effect until midnight. Throughout the region, 4 to 8 inches of rainfall have fallen. So some of the locations that's experiencing flash flooding right now, according to the Weather Service, is Marshall, Oak Grove, Odessa, Higginsville, Lexington, Carrollton, Concordia, Slater, Salisbury, Sweet Springs, Waverly, Wilmington, so that's going on until midnight here. As you can see, we've had numerous areas of thunderstorms here with some flooding rain, and we do have this flash flood warning. That's going until 12:15. Now that's Miami County in Kansas, and the emergency management reported that thunderstorms from tonight alone was producing 2 to 3 inches of rain, and that's on top of what's already fallen last night. So flash flooding is occurring in some areas with water rescuers ongoing. So definitely be on the lookout for flash flooding. Some locations that were experienced flash flooding: Paola, Spring Hill, Osaronami, Lewisburg, Fanta, Hillsdale, Wagstaff, Newcastle. Those are the areas with the flash flood. So I know there's a lot of information on the ticker though, but if you live near a stream or a creek, except for just west of the metro, there's a little sweet spot that can less in the way of precipitation here, so about an inch in that area. So, and then you look on the Missouri side where you have the bullseye of West Central Missouri there. And so, anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap that up here and go back to what's going on right now and take a look at the live radar here. I apologize, gotta switch our radar. There it is. tornado. And sometimes it's just really slow.
And sometimes it's really slow.
That radar. So right now we're gonna load the live radar if it loads.
So right now we're going to
So what we're doing, we're communicating with the radar here in Pleasant
So
Hill.
what we're doing is
Alright, so looking at the regional radar here, about this. Sometimes computers really doesn't want to cooperate.
sometimes computers really doesn't want to
Alright, so look at the overview radar here. We do see the
Alright, so
moderate to
look
heavy
at the
rainfall
overview
moving into
radar
Kansas
here.
City. We do have those thunderstorms
moderate to
basically
heavy
just
rainfall
west of
moving into
Paola,
Kansas City.
moving up towards the Kansas City area. So
moving up to
Ottawa, Paola, you can get some heavy rainfall, and then you do have that stronger cell really just to the east of Manhattan, Ramago, St. Mary's, Maple Hill, you can get some heavy rainfall, maybe a little gusty wind, but nothing too severe right now.
Maybe a little gusty
Here.
wind, but
And
nothing.
zooming down, the heaviest storms again is just south of Wichita. So since we don't really have much going on in our area, and it sounds like a broken record, I'll go ahead and zoom out here and take a look at other conditions here. And way up to the north, outside of the area we cover, go ahead and talk about it. We do have some severe weather located up towards Minot.
We do
So go
have
ahead and
some
motion that's a severe thunderstorm watch that's going into 2 a.m. Central Time. Large hail damaging winds and threat. Those storms are moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. So to the west of Minot, we do have some strong to severe thunderstorms and towards the Stanley. So those storms are moving off to the east. So if you live up in North Dakota, definitely keep an eye on the storm as you can get large hail damaging winds and possibly some isolated tornadoes. Not a big threat of isolated tornadoes, but there could be a few. So definitely keep an eye on. If you're watching from the
Definitely keep an eye.
northeast, we do have.
Yeah, if you're watching from the
We do have another severe thunderstorm watch that's going into 8 p.m. Central Time, so it's expiring now for 70 mile per hour winds. So thunderstorms are moving towards Philadelphia right now. In fact, it looks like most of the storms have already moved offshore. You do have a little bit of thunderstorms towards Harrisburg, but then those are not severe at the moment. Elsewhere around the country, we do have some thunderstorms in Ohio and Indiana. Illinois, northern Illinois to central Illinois, you could get some thunderstorms tonight. No severe weather or anything like that is likely from this storm, as those storms will continue to push its way towards Chicagoland tonight. And elsewhere down in our neck of the woods, check the National Weather Service here. In our neck of the woods here, north of St. Louis, so this is south of Indiana, Fort Willie, Pittsville. Do have some thunderstorms out there, nothing severe, as they continue to work its way to the northeast. And then once again, back in Kansas City. Sound like a broken record, not much going on, just moderate rainfall around the Kansas City area with those thunderstorms moving in. So, looking at the Storm Prediction Center, there was about 40% chance that they was going to issue a watch, but it looks like they decided not to on that. And as far as severe weather goes, the strongest activities south of Wichita. In fact, let's go ahead and zoom into Wichita now. And we're going to try a live radar here and see if it's going to work. Let's try Wichita. There we go. So, there we go. As you can hear the computer kick up as soon as we connect to a National Weather Service office and download the next route data. The computer really think so. Okay, so we got the radar on the screen now. Reading real-time information here. So we do have that severe thunderstorm warning. Now this is south of Wichita here. So again, Sumner County, South Central Kansas here. That's going into 8:15. So this storm is near Conway Springs, moving north at 40 miles per hour, so 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size L. We'll go ahead and do a manual storm track on that. So we'll take it north. There we go. Is your dot so far? Okay. Bam. Okay. So it looks like the main part of the heavy, severe part will stay to the west of Wichita itself. So 8:13 p.m. Clearwater, Goddard by 8:23, 8:41 at Andale, Valley Center at 8:49, Bentley at 8:52, and Cedric at 8:57. So we'll go ahead and put this into motion. You see the storms racing up to the north, again producing some gusty winds to 60 miles per hour and 1 inch in diameter hail. So we're going to go ahead and get a live update momentarily from the weather service here and get the latest information for you. I'm looking at different source off screen. I'm just checking to see if there's any new watches or warnings issued. I don't see it. Okay, so go ahead and zoom out to show you that we do have those numerous thunderstorms again going to be moving their way into the Kansas City area this evening. There we go. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be glad to answer any questions you guys have tonight. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and turn that off the screen. And take a look one last time before I go back to our regular programming, which is music, and relaxing music and live radar here. We'll take a look here at the storm. So southwest of Kansas City, Ottawa, that's your heaviest cell right now. Moving into nothing there. So these storms are moving off to the northeast. Motion for you.
So these storms are moving off to the northeast.
Let's go ahead. Okay. There we go. Okay, so these storms are moving off to the northeast. Lost the radar here.
These storms are moving off to the northeast.
There we go. Get some fresh information. There we go. Okay, so storms are moving off. We just got a new live radar sweep here. Moving into the Kansas City area. Those Overland Park or Letha's right there. Radar's glitching. Typically it glitches when I go live for a weathercast. So, but regardless, we do have these. I'm going to turn that off here. That's going to be kind of. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here and beyond off screen here I'm going to take a look at some of this stuff on the computer and see if I can get that radar to work a little bit better tonight. Anyway, thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on live stream and any storm reports, flash flooding, any roads that come across that are closed, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you again for watching, and I will probably be back with this severe weather. I'm going to definitely keep an eye on it, but if not, I hope you guys have a wonderful night and a great weekend. Thank you again for watching.